Okay, it looks like we are live, I believe. Welcome, welcome to another we are transitioning from Manipura Mondays to the Dark Horse conversation. If you've been keeping up with me, I still kind of feel like it's a Manipura Monday because for me, Manipura is taking aligned action that is aligned with my soul's work, with God's will. And so it is for me just sharing with you what wants to come through at the time. So on that note, we may still go back and forth and call it Manipura Mondays. Although we're diving more into the topic of my Dark Horse movement, which is on my heart right now, big time. So in case you're new here, I just want to say warm welcome. In case you're returning, welcome back. Either way, I'm so grateful that you have found your way here. And I do want to also preface this with, in case this is the first time you are coming here and you're not sure about what I mean when I say Manipura Mondays, or you're curious to learn more about the Manipura chakra, the solar plexus, the core star, the third energy center, and the different dimensions and facets of working with that energy center. And personally, for me on my journey, some of the symbolism and meaning that I've discovered along the way, I highly recommend that you go back and check out my previous videos. I did 4 episodes diving into the whole topic of Manipura magic and miracles. So you may want to check those out. And then I released last week the 5 signs that you are a dark horse. And so I'm excited to continue this conversation again, because it is really on my heart at this time to share the love, spread the word. And if you do receive value, if you do resonate, I just want to thank you in advance for your support, for also paying it forward, for sharing the love, for liking, sharing, subscribing, all the things with the buttons, right? Thank you so much. It would mean the world to me to have your support. So that being said, this whole dark horse movement, and I was having a wonderful conversation with a very gifted healer practitioner a few days back. And she actually asked me how I got into like this whole dark horse thing. And I thought that would be a great topic to kind of touch on today, although it's not just one thing. It's been a journey. It's been, layers and breadcrumbs or golden nuggets along the way in my journey, which, by the way, if you're new to me, I have gone from woo-woo, voodoo, holistic vet for over 2 decades to horse shaman to these days, I'm calling myself a shepreneur or equinepreneur. She is an acronym I came up with that stands for Sacred Horse Energy. And my mission truly is to activate those who are ready, especially those who love, have, and work with horses, to really rise to their full potential, to unleash their true self by not only helping them activate their superpower and channel their light more fully, but really this divine union of the unseen and the seen, the intangible and the tangible, to really help you at the end of the day create real world results and lasting transformation when you start to unleash the truth of who you are. And so where the dark horse comes into play, and I think this is really timely with us having the Gemini full moon yesterday at the time of this recording, the final full moon of 2024. And of course, Gemini is all about the twins, right? Gemini is about For me, the divine duality, it's the mirror work. It's like looking in the looking glass. It is the lovers in tarot, right? So there's that sacred union again of both sides of the whole, of the darkness and the light, the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine. And so with that being said, this piece of divine duality, a really important message wants to come through today around really just reminding you, especially with us being, flowing through the holidays here. And oh, I almost forgot to say, next week I'm going to take a little break from our weekly videos to just celebrate and reflect and have some, kind of quiet quality time with myself and my loved ones. But we'll be back to the normal schedule after the new year. So I'm going to be taking a little break there. I may pop out a few shorts, so keep your eyes open for those. But anyway, what I want to say is this piece of divine duality is really, at the end of the day, for me, the more I am on this journey, is really about embracing our whole selves, right? To know that we are loved unconditionally, that we are part of the whole, that your worth, right? Your worth is unconditional. There's absolutely nothing that you have to do to earn, your worthiness or your deservingness, right? That the God of my understanding, the God that I have a relationship with, the divine source energy, infinite intelligence, whatever words you want to use that resonate for you. For me, it is about that divine grace. It is about the divine grace of knowing that you are perfect in God's eyes, and that when you can really shift the way that you're looking at things, things change, right? There's that saying, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. And I want to add to that, in light of my recent training and masterclass I did on energetic visibility, that really, when we can begin to start to look through the lens of love, unconditional love, look through the lens for ourselves and others, right? And to see ourselves the way that God sees us, as perfect in every way, and knowing that we are unconditionally loved no matter what we think we've done wrong, or where we think we screwed up, or where we think we're a failure or a fraud, or whatever the case may be. To just know when you can immerse and bask yourself in this divine grace, this energy of compassion and unconditional love, and just get that you are, part of the whole, and the fact that you are here is enough. Like, you are enough. And so that message really wanted to come through, and I didn't want this to be too long because today's kind of a wacky day, and time is flying by faster than I would like. So what I wanted to do is share with you today from this book is really old, the Medicine Cards. It was the first book of its kind that I discovered when I was back in vet school, in this little, what was the name of that store? It was a little metaphysical bookstore that I found myself at from time to time, and I discovered this book and the deck on their shelves, and often went there and kind of played it. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time, but anyway, I want to share with you a little bit from the horse card, okay? And I love that it's actually 35, which in numerology reduces to an 8, and 8 is that whole infinity, so within, so without vibe. So anyway, I believe there are no accidents. So power is the first word that is underneath the horse. There's a little prayer here underneath the picture. It says, mighty horse, power to run across the open plains, or to bring the vision of the shields dancing in purple dream rain. And so in general, in a broader sense, the medicine of the horse, the symbolism of the horse, has to do with power and freedom and movement, okay? And when we start to look at, and here it's amazing here, I'm just catching my eye that they're saying that horse is both physical power and unearthly power. That in shamanic practices throughout the world, horse enables shamans to fly through the air and reach heaven. And I did chat about my connection with the wind horse herd, the Tibetan wind horse. You can see my Tibetan wind horse prayer flags up there in I think the second episode of my Manipura Magic and Miracles, in case you want to check that out. But what I wanted to dive into or kind of touch into is this piece of the dark horse and the rich symbolism that I discovered on my journey, on my quest to really deeper understand why I was so obsessed and continue to be with what I call the medicine of the horse, the spiritual medicine of the horse, the magic, the wisdom, the spirit of the horse in all its dimensions. And so today I want to tap into the Native American teachings, which is what this book brings to us. And so I'm just going to select a few, pieces here to share with you. The quotes, and by the way, in case you're wondering, this is by Jamie Sams and David Carson, the discoverer of power through the ways of the animals. And so it says, through their special relationship with horse, humans altered their self-concept beyond measure. And by the way, the Tibetan wind horse, they call the wind horse the allegory of the human soul, which when I read that, I remember getting chills. So fast forward, I want to read you this little passage here. So Dreamwalker, a medicine man, was walking across the plains to visit the Arapaho Nation. He carried with him his pipe. The feather tied into his long black hair pointed to the ground, marking him as a man of peace. Over the rise of a hill, Dreamwalker saw a herd of wild mustangs running towards him. The black stallion approached him and asked if he was seeking an answer on his journey. Black Stallion said, I am from the void where the answer lives. Ride on my back and know the power of entering the darkness and finding the light. Dreamwalker thanked the Black Stallion and agreed to visit him when his medicine was needed in the dream time. And I want to pause there because that passage that I've come back to time and again over the years was so profound to me in terms of my journey with the dark horse on multiple dimensions. I mean, my beloved dream horse come true, Indigo, who you may hear me talk about or see me in my videos or shorts with, he is a black Arabian gelding. Okay, so he's taught me firsthand some of the magic of the dark horse, of the black horse, right? And here, just to like mention briefly, they talk about how like the yellow stallion is about illumination, the red is about balancing work with play, the white stallion is like the messenger. And so, the different colors of the horse had this symbolism, which I find so powerful. And for me, what I will share is that, and again, so like I have firsthand that physical with my own horse, and then I've worked with hundreds of horses, if not, I've never really counted, but hundreds and hundreds of horses and their humans in my two-decade plus career as a holistic renegade vet. And something really fascinating that I discovered, and my background, by the way, was more from traditional Chinese medicine lens, if you will, and the 5 elements. I also did body work and nutrition and other things too, but the 5 element perspective, when you are working with the dark horse, that was often associated with the water element, right? And so when you bring in that piece, the water is all about the feminine. It is about, again, like the unseen. It is about even our deep-rooted fears and insecurities, and also the intuitive, sensitive aspect of ourselves, right? And so when I started looking at these different pieces over the years, it was just really, really magical for me to learn about. And what I can say on a personal level, my first two horses were actually like chestnut colored. They were all Arabians and all Tauruses, funny enough, but the first two were chestnuts, and Indigo was my first black horse or dark horse, black horse. And while I truly believe that all horses, like humans, are individuals, there was something just so, and again, having worked with hundreds and hundreds of horses in my 2-decade practice, there was something, is something, continues to be, because Indigo's still in my life, which I thank God for every day. But so different about his level of intuition and sensitivity and magic in the way that he could reflect back to me almost some of the things that I might be going through in any given moment, very different from my other two horses. And in a future video, maybe we'll chat about more the 5-element and the energetic archetypes that I sort of downloaded, again, based on my background in the traditional Chinese veterinary medicine and the 5 elements. And that all, this applies to both humans and horses, by the way, and four-leggeds. So really what I wanted to share with you is this piece of like the darkness, right? And maybe even if you look at like the pain and the sorrow and the heartache and the challenges and the suffering that sometimes can go on in life, right? Like, I don't think any human is like exempt from dealing with some sort of challenge in their life at some point. And during these times, especially, right? I think it is kind of an epidemic because we're going through such change and chaos as a planet, as a species, And so, the reminder that it is through, like that we can't find the rainbow or see the sun without the rain, right? That we can't see the stars unless it's dark out at night. And so by the same token, when we can embrace that part of ourselves, that shadow part of ourselves, the darker parts of ourselves that we often don't want to face, that we are either avoiding or suppressing or ignoring or hiding from ourselves and others, when we can learn to fully, unconditionally embrace that part of ourselves and love ourselves as a whole being, right? That's when the magic happens. That integration is really part of the magic, the alchemy, I believe, of doing the work and of the dark horse, because the dark horse is also teaching us to do this in our own unique way individually, and to learn and know that, again, each one of us is unconditionally, loved, worthy, and whole. So I hope that this really touched something for you. I'm really excited to be chatting with you more about the dark horse and the dark horse movement, and sharing more as we go on. If you did have any questions or aha moments, please share them. I would love to know. If there's anything you would have questions about that I can make future content on, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. Again, intention was short and sweet, and I just wanted to start, bringing different pieces of my background and my journey around the dark horse movement, and how that really fits into ultimately my soul's work and mission in the world at this time, which, by the way, in case you're wondering, is to help, especially equinepreneurs, my high vibe equinepreneurs or soul-led business women, humans who are really seeking to go to their next level, seeking to up level. And really by up-leveling, it's more of an unveiling, right? It's a peeling away of the past programmings and conditioning that is masking and hiding our true selves, our true authentic selves, and our divine selves, you know, as a divine being, being limitless, being abundant, being powerful beyond measure. And when we can get in touch with that part of ourselves and learn to uncover and discover and unleash that part of ourselves, I truly feel this is when we are going to really restore the balance and harmony on the planet and bring heaven to earth. So my passion and mission at this time, I went on a tangent there, is to help those of you who resonate, first of all, with this message and know that you are here for big things. You're not here to play small. You know that you're here at this time and you're finding this video perhaps at this time to step up and stand out, because as a dark horse, you are here to lead. You are a love leader, a change maker, a movement maker. And as we are really navigating this next chapter of our, you know, our planet, our evolution together, right? That great shift is here with Pluto in revolutionary Aquarius. It is the love leaders, the trailblazers, the movement makers who are being called to rise, because people are looking for guides, looking for brave, courageous love leaders to help be the change and navigate and co-create the new earth. So if this is you and you know that you're meant to be part of the change and you desire to be fully supported in your body, business, and life through what I like to call soma, strategy, and soul, those are the three golden pillars, the golden trifecta that I work with to really help establish that core foundation for you to have this platform, this launch pad, so that you can soar and do your soul's work, and do so from a place of knowing that you get paid for being you, being all of you, being more of you, being and unleashing the true you. Not only are you setting yourself free and becoming a role model and love leader for others, but you are, again, being the change. And as such, it is with great power comes great responsibility, and you deserve to be deeply, deeply supported in the process so that you can be the best version of yourself for your loved ones, for your horses, for your family, for your clients, and beyond. And so if this is something you are interested in learning more about how I can support you, the information will be below, but DM me on IG. That's the best way to connect with me, and we can explore how I might support you. I am at this time currently enrolling for my Dark Horse Business Mastermind, which is in 2025, but of course there are perks for joining early. So if that's something you want to learn more about and apply, it's by application, invitation only. Don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, I am going to let you go. Again, next week, unless something changes, I'm not planning to do my weekly Manipura Monday video. I want to wish you the most magical, blissful holiday season. I am planning, by the way, keep your eye on it. Hopefully I can get it uploaded. I have a playlist with my meditations. I have one called Blissmas Alchemy, because I know how this time of the year can be, depending on where you're at on the journey and what's going on for your life. It can also be very challenging. I know I've been there. And so I have a Blissmas Alchemy process, meditation process, that I am planning to get uploaded for you. It's currently on SoundCloud as an audio, but I want to get it on here as well. So keep your eyes open for that. And otherwise, yeah, I will see you soon. Until next time, ciao for now. Namaste. Bye. Where's my... Oh, I don't... Okay, did I actually...